Welcome to the Plant Edit. My name is Kiera for those of you who are new here, and on this channel I really just like to talk about plants, my plant journey, and more plants. So today I'm going to be talking about 7 easy growing plants. And when I say easy growing, I mean like plants that I've had since I started into plants, so probably like 2 years ago, that I haven't killed. So a good portion of these I've had for over a year, and I really have to do minimum work to keep them alive, which I enjoy. So without further ado, here are 7 plants that are pretty kill proof in my opinion. So in no particular order whatsoever, of course I have a zezy plant. So this Reagan zezy my sister got for me at a local plant store before they closed down, and she got it of course because it's black, and like black's my favorite color, and this plant literally can do no wrong in my eyes. I have not had to treat it for pests. Granted, I use systemic granules, so, but it literally just does its thing. So initially I had it in like low light, and then I put it in highlight, and once I put it in higher like lighting, it started like sprouting off, and then I put it in low light again, and then it kind of has slowed down. Which I'm not mad about, because I'm just like, you're doing your thing. And I literally just have it in this little pot, and then in another pot, a nursery pot, and then a larger pot. And really, like I said, I don't have to do much with it for it whatsoever. I water it maybe twice a month, maybe. If you know zezy plants, you know they have those like bulbs under, like, in the roots, as the roots, however you want to say it, so they hold water, so they really don't need to be watered that frequently. So definitely recommend this if you kill plants. If you don't have a green thumb yet but you're working on it, definitely recommend a zezy plant. The next plant I highly recommend is a Filendrin Florida Beauty, depending on what you're saying. So this plant I got for my birthday last year, and I'm a Leo, so my birthday's in August, August 7th to be exact. But anywho, I got this plant for my birthday, and I barely have to do anything for this plant, with this plant, for it to literally take off. I have it literally sitting in a little stand, not getting like highlight or anything. It's actually pretty much about where I am for like from the windows. Like there's a window there, and there's a window behind the camera, and it still constantly puts out new leaves, as you can see. Like I said, I water, well, I didn't say it, but I water this plant probably every other week, maybe. And it's in like an 8-inch pot, and it literally does its thing. I luckily, knock on wood, once again, I use systemic granules. I've not had to deal with pests on this plant, and it literally just does whatever it wants, and I allow it to. I think at some point I'm gonna have to move this plant, just because it's starting to like grow in front of my door to like get into my plant room. But outside of that, like, this plant, easy growing, literally does whatever it wants. I don't have to do too much with it, and it just lives. Like, I don't think I've actually had any leaves die off on it, if that says anything. And the plant just does its thing, so I don't have any complaints about this Filendrin Florida Beauty. I think the only thing about this one is that like it puts out like the sap. I don't know if it'll show on camera, but it literally just has those little sap. They look like little dewdrops on the plant, but even then that doesn't bother me. So, and I don't even know why this stake is in here, because this stake isn't staking up shit. The plant just doing its thing. But that was there when I got it, so I just repotted the plant as a whole. So yes, I definitely recommend a Florida Beauty if you want a low maintenance Philodendron. Okay, the next plant that I have, hear me out, Calathea overfolia. Now, I think almost everyone hates Calathea, and I too do not like Calathea, but this Calathea I love. Y'all, I've had this plant for probably about 2 years, and it has never done me wrong at all. It's super easy growing. It sits on my floor, low light, and continuously puts out babies or out new leaves every single year. Like, it actually doesn't have, sorry if you can hear my sons out there, my cats out there crying, they want to come in here. But it actually doesn't have any growth points as we speak. But this Calathea is so easy growing. It causes me not a single issue. It always puts out bigger leaves. I don't know if y'all can tell how big this leaf is. It's bigger than my face. And it just minds its business. I literally have no complaints. Actually I do have a baby coming in. And it looks like it's gonna be a big one. I don't know if y'all can see that right here. It will drop leaves and put new leaves out. Like, this plant has always looked, I don't know if it looks full on camera, but this plant has always been extremely full. It's never had less than pretty much this amount of leaves. I'd say this is probably 10 to 15 leaves. It's never had any less than that. It does not give me any issues. It kind of droops down when it needs to be watered. I water it and it goes about its day. So like I said, I also hate Calatheas, but not this one. This Orbifolia has my heart. Easy growing, easy going, not too finicky, not picky whatsoever. The leaves are thin, which Calathea leaves usually are, but like these are not excessively thin to where I feel like I have to water it non-stop. So I do love this. I'm sorry. Like I said, don't judge me. I hate Calatheas too, but I love this Orbifolia. So I definitely recommend getting this. If you have an Orbifolia, let me know how you feel it grows, because she can do no wrong. She can do no wrong. The next plant that is extremely easy growing is this Filendrin Jungle Boogie. I got this plant probably same thing about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I barely have to do anything with it for it. It literally just does its thing. It's a pretty big plant. It obviously is a crawler like most philodendron, and it actually sits on top of my plant shelf, and I have like a light that's, I don't know if you all can see, but like that light there, that's the only light that it gets outside of like the window that it's beside. And this plant is constantly pushing out. Like, this is a new leaf, this is a new leaf, it's got a new leaf emerging, and then down here at this little growth point, there's new leaves emerging too. This plant constantly pushes out new leaves. I've only had a few leaves die, and that's when I had like a spider mite infection, or spider mite infestation. And as you can see, like, it kind of did a little number on her, but she still pushed through, and like, it puts out huge leaves. My cats are going crazy out the door. But anyways, it puts out huge leaves, and I have no complaints about her. I think, once again, she's a crawler. It doesn't bother me. But if you can see in there, she's like crawling across the pot. And I did repot her. Actually, I never repotted her. It actually is still in the pot that I got her in. So an 8-inch Philodendron Jungle Boogie. Looks like I paid $88 for it. And actually, at one point in time, it was putting out mushrooms. I haven't had any mushroom come out of her lately, but I have had new leaves. So that is literally all I can ask for. So I definitely recommend this here plant for easy growing. All right, it's not too much on this plant's appearance, but looking at this looks a while. My Philodendron Billy, easy growing. Literally, I can do absolutely nothing to this plant. Honestly, I kind of neglect this plant, and she continues to put out leaves. Like, it literally does not matter what I do, this plant does not die. As you can see, like, the leaves are a little wonky, but who cares? She literally does not stop growing. I actually think this is the newest leaf here. Same thing, pretty much same story. Like I said, I got all these plants. I've gotten all these plants within the last 2 years, closer to the 2-year mark, with literally no complaints. Woo-hoo. I literally just leave it up there by that light, and that's why all the leaves are going that way, and she does whatever she wants. I repotted this plant once, yeah, that's it. Philodendron Billy is like extremely easy growing. I could prop this up, but, or not prop it up, I could stake this up, but I just haven't, just because I just haven't gotten around to it. But I definitely recommend this plant. Super easy growing. You see she's super leggy because she's reaching for light. And I actually might stake her up, because why not? But definitely easy going plant. No complaints whatsoever. All right, so the next plant that I feel is extremely easy going and easy growing is the Singium Elbow, or really any Singium that I've had. I feel like is an easy grower, but specifically this Singium Elbow I've had for quite some time. And when I first got it, it was literally 2 leaves, and like the leaves were mature, like they were huge, and they were in like a cocoa core mix. And I just knew I was going to kill those things. They did not do anything for me for months and months and months. So eventually I chopped it, put it in water, and you know what happens when you put stuff in water. It did its thing. So here she is, and she actually needs a repot. If you can see all those roots down there. Oh shoot. I've literally just spilled dirt on me. Whatever. But she actually needs a repot. And I just went on vacation and I chopped her. Let me get the cuttings. Because she was like just extremely leggy. As you can see, like it was just growing. It's currently growing up those like 2 little stakes. And so I had like 5 to 4 more leaves on there. It was extremely tall and just like toppling over. So I chopped it so that way I can pot, whenever I do a repot, some of these cuttings in here, and then I have like a more bushy plant. I'm actually going to give a couple of these cuttings away too. But the Singium Elbow, I can't believe I just dumped soil on my foot and all on my floor. I can't though. But anyways, so super easy growing, does not require much. I water this literally whenever the soil's dry, and she's happy. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And the variegation on the leaves is ridiculous. Like it reminds me of camouflage, and I really enjoy watching like the different variegation patterns, like the half moon, but then like it still has like the green variegation on there. So I just like looking at the variegation patterns. It's super easy going, does not require much of me, so I definitely recommend the Singium Elbow. And the last extremely easy growing plant that I have, of course, it's a Monstera, and more specifically it's my Monstera Tyon. So ignore her leaves. I have her like by a window, so she's like a little wonky, and then like obviously she's gotten a little crispy and she needs a repot. But anyways, so I got this Tyon from Walmart sometime last summer. Yeah, probably like it was last May. I got this Tyon last May, and she has been doing her thing and showing out ever since. So this is, I mean, you can see the variegation, you can see how big the leaves are. Like they're pretty decent sized. Not a whole bunch of fenestration, which is fine with me when she's ready. But this plant, like I said, literally just sits by my window behind the camera and does her thing. All these leaves, I think this leaf I had whenever I got the plant. These 3 were already there when I got the plant. But then the other ones have kind of grown out. Or maybe not. I don't remember. I'm probably lying to y'all. But I know definitely this leaf was already like this when I got the plant. But she's definitely put out at least these 3 for me. Obviously, this one's still coming in. I've repotted it once. Like I said, she obviously needs a repot. She's extremely root bound in there, which is okay for the time being. I had another Tyon, and I had it outside during the summertime, and it didn't have much variegation whatsoever, and it actually ended up burning up. So I chopped it, propped it, gave it to a friend, and that was because I had this one with a lot more variegation. And this one, like I said, I got from Walmart, I think for like $30, which isn't bad. So, and my other one I got from like Bros with Hose for I think like $45, $50, somewhere in there, with minimal variegation. So like I said, Tyon, definitely recommend. Super easy growing, does its own thing. I don't have to do much. I literally just water it whenever the soil's dry, which the soil's dry right now, and I go about my day. Which I actually watered this before I went on vacation. So I was on vacation all last week. I probably watered this last Saturday, and here it is not a week later. It needs to be watered again. Once again, it's extremely root bound. It needs a repot, and as you can see, these earlier roots are going wild. So yeah, Monstera, which this is a Monstera Tyon, they get extremely big if you let them. Lots of fenestration or holes in the leaves. So I'm hoping eventually I can get a big plant, or make this one a big plant, but I don't know where I'm gonna put it. So yeah, so like I said, last but not least, definitely my Monstera Tyon is an easy grower, and I recommend this if you're just figuring out your green thumb. And I feel like a lot of the time before I got the Tyon, like I had a Deliciosa for a while, and I actually had that outside last summer and it burnt up. So I, once again, chop props, give to a friend. But I was hearing a lot about the Tyon having like issues with root rot and like overwatering, but I have not had any issues with it. And even before the roots looked like this, like I didn't have any problems with it being like overwatered, or with it like, once again, root rot. So I really don't have anything bad at all to say about this plant, except for like the little crisp of the leaves, but but that's my doing when it comes to humidity and whatnot. So I definitely recommend Monstera Tyon selection. All right, so that is it for my 7 easy going plants. It was really hard not to include any Hoya, but I was like, I can't include Hoya because I always talk about Hoya. But if you want to hear about Hoya, let me know and I will talk about Hoya. Not a problem. But anywho, so those are my 7 easy growing plants. If y'all have any easy growing plants that you would recommend to a beginner planty person, definitely recommend it in the comments. If you guys have any of these plants and you also feel like they're easy grower, or you feel like they're not, definitely let me know. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next go. Bye.